Views are actually probably one of the most powerful functions and add-ons to Drupal. Views is not a part of Drupal core right now as a version 6.10, but it is basically how you can create it's different ways to spin your data and present it. So for example, each of this area here is a view, and this area comes from a view. So does this area down here, as well as the page you get when you go to the news item. So news, if you look at the lower left hand corner here, when I mouse over something, that URL, and these URLs, you notice the URL is /news and then /news/2008/2007. This is not a bunch of different pages and things like that. This is all static. This is all dynamic, but created with clean URLs, which is what makes it fantastic when it comes to search engine optimization and things like that. The first thing we'll cover is arguments, and arguments are basically what allow that links that I just showed you, news, and then news/2008/2007. Everything after the news in the URL that's separated by a / is an argument. And an argument is basically a filter that you can pass or not pass. So for example, when we're looking at the page view of news, this is the page view of news. Then you notice you have other views, column feature, that would be the one that shows up over here. Home page feature, that would be the one that shows up here on the home page. So all displays on one view. Again, advanced concepts, you'll get into it more, but for someone looking to see a quick overview of how everything works under the hood, that's the point of this right now. So we'll go to the page and we'll look at the arguments. We'll click on that just to see what that says, and what that's basically saying is, you know, this argument comes from post date and is going to be year at the granularity level, and then all of these other options. What will the page title be? What to do when it's not valid, or when there's a wild card, what should the wild card be? Should it be all or not? You can do several fields and the method and or. So for example here, news from %1, we can actually see what that translates to when I actually click 2008, and then we see here news from 2008. Or we say 2007 and we see news from 2007. So all of this is built through filters and views and arguments, which is really quite powerful. The second, that's arguments and filters. We can also see how things sort here. You see that we have sort criteria. Post date, and we can say ascending, descending, what granularity. And a quick thing about views, you notice there's italicized options and normal options. The difference between the two is italicized ones all inherit those settings from the defaults, whereas the non-italicized ones are custom options for these displays. Very, very cool. So you can still maintain the main options as a default level and just tweak certain views. The other nice thing is at the bottom you get to actually test what get previews. So for example, the page view, we're going to preview it, and this is what the news page actually ends up coming back looking like if we look at the news page, minus all of the outside areas. And then here we can actually pass arguments. So if I were passing that 2008 argument, okay, there it goes. That's great. It's actually showing us exactly what we expect to see. What happens when I go for a year that doesn't exist? No items returned. It gives us an error message. So fantastic, that part of views. I'll do one more part of views and then we're ending, and that is random. So let's say that on the home page we have these two columns. One of them is, they're both currently set to show the two most current items that have the option publish to homepage enabled. So, but let's change that. Let's say, you know what? No, that makes sense for news, the most current, but for success stories, we want to make these two random ones regardless. What we do is we change that in the specific display, which would be homepage features, because this is the homepage features. And we go to homepage features, and then we'll come here to sort criteria, and it's italicized, so that means it's linked to the parent. First thing we have to do is we want to unlink that. So I'm going to go ahead and click that and click override. We hit update, and now I can actually start editing it just for homepage features. So we'll put the preview on homepage features, and we see that right now it is bringing back the 2 items that are on the homepage. That's not what we want. What we actually want is a random item. So we're going to go ahead and come down here to choose a sort criteria. We're going to say global, randomize the display order. We'll go ahead and hit add, and then we want to remove date. Okay, so what we do then is we click date, and we just hit remove. Now notice this is not italicized, so it's not affecting your other displays. Great. And then we can come down here and just hit a preview of it. And now you notice the stories are changing. That's excellent. Now it's returning this only a subset 3. It's returned the same 3. 2 of the same 3 all the time, and the reason is that we have published to front page as yes. So you basically have to tell it when you created the item, we want this on the front page. Let's open it up. We want to randomize all success stories. So what we do is we will then remove that item of the filter. It's removed. Now when I come here and hit preview on homepage features, you'll notice we're going to get all 2 random ones from all over the success stories, and that's exactly what we were trying to achieve. So I'll hit save, we'll come to the home page, and we'll just hit random, or we'll hit refresh. Oh, there you go. So that's the 2 different ones each time. We can log out, and let's get a look at how this looks in this way, and notice it keeps bringing back different ones. And so there you have it.